Normally on a pay-per-view, when you have 3 World Championship matches and 2 of them are very, very lackluster, you would expect the pay-per-view to be lackluster. But SummerSlam 2009 is definitely not an example of that, because there were 3 World Championship matches, 2 of them sucked, and the show was good. I don't know how that works, but it does. SummerSlam 2009 is one of my favorite SummerSlams. It's definitely not the best, but it is definitely a favorite. You know, you open up strong with Rey Mysterio versus Ziggler for the IC Championship. Maybe Ziggler should have went over here, but I was fine with Rey going over. This match was really, really good. And this was at a time when I could actually take Dolph Ziggler seriously, you know, as a mid-card champion. Sadly, we look 6 years later, or 7 years later, and he's still in the same spot that he was back then. So, yeah. Kind of got tired of Ziggler eventually. But this match, opening up SummerSlam, was a good decision, good idea, and it was a really good match. You know, then you get MVP versus Jack Swagger. This match actually had some sort of a feud, some sort of a story to it, and it was an okay match. It wasn't great. I'm not going to look back at this and say it was one of my all-time favorite matches, but it was a really solid match. Then you get to Jericho versus Crime Time for the Unified Tag Titles. This match was, again, solid. I loved Jericho, as a team. I loved Crime Time as a team. I thought that maybe Crime Time should have went over here, but then I look back and it's like, okay, it's WWE, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But this match was solid for what it was. The same could not be said for Kane versus the Great Khali. I don't understand WWE's obsession with having this match on pay-per-views. You know, they had a match at WrestleMania 23, they had this match here, and then they had their Singapore Kane match the next month. WWE is so stupid when it comes to the Great Khali and Kane, because the Great Khali sucks, and mixing him with Kane is a terrible idea. So, yeah. Then you get to the mid-card match, which was DX versus Legacy. You know, Triple H convincing Shawn Michaels to come back to face Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase in a really, really good tag team match. The one thing I loved about SummerSlam 2009 was that the opening match delivered, the mid-card match delivered, and the main event delivered. And that's really all you can ask for a WWE pay-per-view. And this DX Legacy match worked really, really well. Maybe Legacy should have went over here, but you needed to reestablish DX as a group, so I understand why they didn't go over here. I just wish that DX didn't go over at Hell in a Cell 2 months later. But this match worked. It was a really good match. You needed to get some sort of shine on Legacy, which is something that I think made Legacy a very, very weak faction, in the sense that it really only benefited Randy Orton and no one else. Excuse me. You know, then you get to the first of 3 consecutive World Championship matches, Christian versus William Regal, a match that had potential to be a match of the night, and instead it went 8 seconds. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that. And I really don't feel like talking about Randy Orton versus John Cena that much, because it's Randy Orton versus John Cena, and this match involved about 4 different finishes, and it made no sense. It made me confused, it made the rest of the fans confused. John Cena and Randy Orton themselves looked confused, the fucking ring announcers were confused, the commentators were confused. Need I say more? What the hell was this match? Except an abomination of a match. It's pretty simple. Then you get to the reason why I watched this pay-per-view, which was Punk versus Jeff Hardy in this TLC match for the World Heavyweight Championship match. If there was any such thing as a 5-star match, this match is definitely there. Because the feud was phenomenal between these two, CM Punk and Jeff Hardy. I thought that their feud was great. Jeff Hardy didn't need to do a lot of stuff on the mic. All he needed to do was get his point across, and that's what he did. CM Punk, the mic wizard, got what he needed to do, or did what he needed to do, excuse me. This match set fireworks for the entire fucking night. This whole feud was magical. This match was great, and I thought that the aftermath worked even better. It gave Punk something to do over the next couple of months. You know, you had Punk beating Jeff Hardy here in this really, really damn good TLC match. One of the most underrated TLC matches of all time. And then you have CM Punk win in the way that he did. At the end of the match, he's standing over Jeff Hardy with the world title, and then here comes The Undertaker down where Jeff Hardy was laying, and then he sits up and he attacks Punk. A really good way to end SummerSlam, because this TLC match worked on so many different levels, and the finish of the match worked, and what happened after the match worked, and what happened after this pay-per-view involving Punk and Undertaker worked, with the exception of rehashing the Montreal Screwjob at breaking point. But I'll go past that and look at this match directly. You had a lot of shine by both guys doing what they did. You had Jeff Hardy's cool moment towards the end of the match with the swanton off of the top of the ladder through the announce table. I thought that that was spectacular. This match was spectacular. Like I said, one of the most underrated TLC matches of all time. And maybe even my favorite, passing WrestleMania 17. Maybe. But probably not. But SummerSlam 2009. The opener worked, mid-card worked, and the main event worked. And everything in between that, I could just sweep under the rug, especially those two abortions of world title matches between Christian and Regal, and then Cena and Orton. I don't know what WWE was thinking with both of those matches being on SummerSlam, but hey, the pay-per-view ended strong. This pay-per-view was a really solid show to go back and watch. So go watch it. Thank you.